Today we're going to start off with the definition of sexual harassment from the EEOC. It is unlawful to harass a person because of that person's sex. Harassment can include sexual harassment or unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal or physical harassment of a sexual nature. Harassment does not have to be of a sexual nature, however, and can include offensive remarks about a person's sex. For example, it is illegal to harass a woman by making offensive comments about women in general. Both victim and the harasser can either be a woman or a man, and the victim and harasser can be the same sex. Although the law doesn't prohibit simple teasing, offhand comments, or isolated incidents that are not very serious, harassment is illegal when it's frequent or severe that it creates a hostile or offensive work environment, or when it results in an adverse employment decision, such as the victim being fired or demoted. The harasser can be the victim's supervisor, a supervisor in another area, a coworker, or someone who is not an employee of the employer, such as a client or customer. Hi, I'm Cherie, founder of Be Kind to All. I believe that all employees deserve to be treated as equal, and I believe that discrimination, no matter what the reason, can no longer be tolerated in business. I was first sexually harassed when I was 11 years old. That's the first time I remember. By my male band director. He referred to my breasts while I was holding my flute. Then he proceeded to move my arms so that they were resting a certain way on my breasts. And that's how he told me I should hold my instrument. Never mind, I had been playing for over 2 years and my female teachers never did this to me. This was the beginning of being constantly sexually harassed because of my breast size. I honestly can say I have been sexually harassed my entire life, including college and every job I have ever had. Throughout all of these harassments and inappropriate behaviors, one thing was always said to me when I was younger. I was overreacting. They didn't mean anything by it. It's okay. This is the world of approved sexual harassment that I was indoctrinated into. It was okay for men to do some bad behaviors, but others are not tolerated. While working at my last job, I overheard men in the hallways making comments about my breasts and saying that they were bigger than my brain. I was touched inappropriately by a drunk senior leader and told it was okay by my friend who witnessed it. You see, she believed men could do no wrong, and that it was really a compliment what he just did to me. So in her eyes, my senior leader touching my inner thigh, even though I said no, was not a big deal. I didn't understand why she felt that way. I was touched without my consent. How could I report this without a witness? Because who would believe me over a senior white male leader? That really is where we are today, you guys. We are in two separate divisions. One, where men are allowed the approved sexual harassment because people still believe that men are better than women. You have strict father morality, patriarchy, misogyny. You have all of these things that lead to that. But then on the other hand, us women out there, we're saying no more because we want respect. We don't want these bad behaviors anymore. I know they've been approved, but they are no longer approved. This is not something that we can say is worth it anymore. We have to stop this behavior. The patriarchy culture in the United States continues to allow this behavior and doesn't see any shame in it. This is misogyny at its finest. Women are not speaking up and calling out these predators because it's fun. They are tired, desperate, and they want to change the status quo. Thoughts that you might have before you even speak out, and I have personally had these thoughts. Will I be believed? Who can I trust who won't make me think I caused the harassment? Where are the allies? Will I be shunned, retaliated against because I reported the issue? Can I just let this go and move on? Is it my fault because I said something wrong? Is it my fault because I wore the wrong clothes? Why do I have to censor my words so I don't get harassed? Did the harasser realize what just happened? Did the harasser think I was fishing for the sexually explicit compliment? What about his wife and kids? When there is no repercussions for the harasser, they will continue to harass. This is the case at most large corporations. They have been allowing these sexist adult bullies to run their companies with fear and intimidation. It is time that we stand up and we say no more. Here's a simple scenario of what happens when a woman reports harassment of any type to human resources. The woman reports it. HR is probably going to downplay it. They may use gaslighting techniques, and of course, they will blame the victim, because blaming the victim seems to be the right thing, because the victim must have caused the sexual harassment. The woman will most likely be retaliated against. Then the woman, if the environment gets so bad, she's going to have to leave or quit her job. The whole while, the harasser still has their job. Shame, fear, and cultural norms all allow sexual harassment to go underreported. Included in this article from Vox is a study that shows that in up to 75% of harassment victims experience retaliation when they spoke up. HR is not supporting these victims. They are allowing this behavior to continue instead of putting procedures in place to actually handle the issues. Since 2010, employers have paid out almost $700 million to employees for sexual harassment claims through the EEOC pre-litigation process alone. Just how much more money is being spent in arbitration that the EEOC doesn't even get involved in? The metoo movement is not going away. I am setting an example by sharing my story with you. We can no longer be quiet and not share our experiences, because that is what has gotten us to this point. We must stand up, we must be fearless, and we must speak out. Are you ready to share your story? Let's flood the internet with our stories, whether it's on Twitter or Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn or Medium. I don't care. Let's get our stories out there. #MeToo. Because there's a lot of us out there that we know we don't want this behavior anymore, and we have to stand up and help it get to the ending point. Change is not easy, but we can do this. We are the change, and we cannot be silenced or intimidated any longer. #No fear. Next week, we will continue on our journey in the business case of kindness. Please remember, without kindness and respect, there's little trust. Without trust, the team will crumble. I hope you guys have a great week. Bye.